Hi, ladies. Gather around, gather around. I have a question. I have a question. And guys, stick around too, because this kind of pertains to you guys as well, okay? So, my question is, what made you ladies come online and seek relationship advice from these so-called quote unquote internet relationship gurus? For example, Derek Jackson, Kevin Samuels, the likes of those. Like, what really made you guys do that? Because, no disrespect, I think you really would have to be desperate to do that. That's one. When I say, and by desperate, I mean like you have to be in a really messed up situation where your last result is just to come online and try to, get advice. So, yeah, that's the question. And because me personally, if I'm going to ask somebody for advice, it would be someone closer to me who's more familiar with me, someone with wisdom, someone with experience, or even a professional, right? So, of course, not to say that you can't ask, a stranger like someone else, outside of your, immediate, family or norm, friends or whatever. So, but if you're going to go online and just seek anyone's advice, at least do some background research on them. Because the fact that you were desperate enough to come online and seek their advice proves that you're actually desperate. You're desperate because you're put in a situation, most likely you're dealing with a narcissist. Because narcissists will put you in that position to be so desperate, you think it's you, that you would have to go online and just seek anybody's advice. That's just how it is. The problem with that is you're seeking advice from your abuser. Those two guys are narcissists. Textbook case of narcissists. And if you knew about their background, you would actually see what I'm talking about. And when was it even okay for somebody to even be giving you advice and calling you, disrespecting you out of your name? Like, I mean, a lot of you do say some cuckoo things. Like, seriously, ladies, come on now, do better. But the people that you're seeking advice from are actually the people that's placed it there just to be toxic, just to destroy what you're trying to fix. They're narcissists. They're like the devil's spawn that's put on earth to just, you know, penetrate through our souls and destroy us, like secure a place in hell for us. I'm so serious about this. You've never dealt with a narcissist. I have in almost every aspect of life, okay? So I am a narcissist pro. I see them. As a matter of fact, these days, once I see a narcissist, I already know how I'm going to proceed. So you just need, ladies, stop it, stop it. If it's an insurance thing, you don't have insurance. Since COVID, insurance been very lenient. They've been providing people services for mental health and also therapy. It could be family, it could be relationship, personal, whatever the situation is. Go that route first. Now, if that don't pan out, find someone you trust, you, that knows your situation, that knows your experiences. Then you can, and if you do decide to come online, I mean, call an ace a ace, like a spade a spade. Let's say the ace a ace. They wish. Once a person start talking to you, you already know. A narcissist cannot hide themselves for so long. I mean, you had one in the White House for 4 years. You mean to tell me you still can't tell the difference between a normal human being and a narcissist? Come on now. Stop dealing with these clowns. As a matter of fact, let me roll some of these videos just to show you what textbook I mean of a narcissist. And when I watch some of his stuff, I really feel that some of the ladies on his that be on his little segments or whatever, you ladies need more than anything self-evaluation, in a sense where you need to pull back and assess your life. And the best way to do that, get therapy. Black people, oh, and here's another thing, black people, therapy works. Therapy is crucial. You know how many carried on centuries worth of burden of you know, trauma you've inherited. So trust me, therapy works. Maybe that might be the route you really want to go. Like, seek some professional help, okay? But not from those clowns. Trust me, not from those clowns. Get some real help. And as far as the guys are concerned, guys, don't do that. Don't do that, because most of the time you guys agree with him because you're coming from a point of hurt. You're coming from, you know, you've been there. You've been on the receiving end of, certain type of women. And as far as support it, my question to you is, the good thing about you guys, the upper hand that you guys do have, you guys can just woo any woman. You guys could go up to any woman. So why do you choose to go to the woman that don't want you? I'm pretty sure there are so many women out there that actually want you. But why do you always insist on the sister that doesn't want you? Why? Men, y'all really have that problem. I don't know if it's an ego thing. I don't know if it's an animalistic ego, conquer and stuff. Stop it. Find yourself a nice girl that appreciates and loves you for you. Stop going after girls that don't want you, and then you get your feelings all hurt. Then all of these, now you want to be, supporting this narcissist. He's not even looking out for you, okay? He doesn't care. Look at his life. It's all over the place. He doesn't care. His real job on earth is to destroy your life and everybody else's. Anyway, whatever. That's it for me. Hopefully y'all answer my question, because I'm still curious as to why y'all so desperate asking him kind of advice. Anyway, by the way, that wasn't even advice. That was just a suggestion. I don't want to give advice either, because I'm not a therapist. Nope.
What's going on, guys? Derek Jackson here, and today I am joined by my lovely wife, Danae, and we just wanted to address a couple of things. We understand that some of you may have already heard, maybe not, that this chapter of our marriage is one that was preceded by a marriage that I completely failed. And I would say it just started around August, maybe September of last year. But, a lot has been said already about what was the cause and all that other stuff. Some of it is true, some of it is completely false. But the truth is, and I'm saying it here now, is that Derek Jackson was involved with other women outside the marriage. And by involved, I want to be clear, I'm not talking about just casually kicking it, maybe a lunch or something like that. I'm talking about as serious as sex, to sexual flirtation and meeting up and that kind of thing. And some things that otherwise may be considered okay by some in terms of like just chatting or checking on people or being checked on by people that I've had a previous encounter with. But without my wife's knowledge of it and with us having a sexual history, all of it falls under the umbrella of inappropriate, cheating, affair, stepping out, definitely not in alignment with the vows that I took, and definitely not in alignment with the biblical standard of what it means to be faithful, which is the standard that I'm going by now. Now, I'm saying this publicly, not because I'm, married to you guys. First and foremost, I'm accountable to God. Then I have to be accountable to my wife, in which we've already had this conversation. I've already told her literally everything. I've given her basically a roll call list. If I've said hello to a woman in the last 12 years of me knowing her, she knows about it. But now that it's been made so public, it's important that I first off let you guys know I do not stand by those actions. I don't want to encourage anybody to do that. And then secondly, I know that I cannot build a platform preaching certain things, preaching against certain things, and then in my real life live contrary to that for any amount of time or any length of time to any extent, and think that I can't be held accountable. The same way that I preach, men and women in this situation need to face consequences of their actions, deserve to be held accountable. Guess what? Derek Jackson's no exemption. He's not exempt from that. I'm also not a victim. Nobody made me do this. She didn't make me or push me to do it. The next person didn't make me. No friend influenced me. It don't matter how I was raised and what trauma, whatever. Look, I made decisions. I made a series of decisions that I got to account for. There's no excuse or justification. I've already made that bet and have had to lie in it. And now we're finally getting on to the other side personally in our own healing, in our own marital oneness. And now this is being made public to you guys. So we're bringing that forth to you guys to let you know where we're at with that. But did you want to say anything?
Yes, so I do want to just add that I agree with what he just said. There is no justification for bringing other women into our marriage on any level. And it was unacceptable. And it's not something that I tolerate or that we tolerate moving forward. And when I've been flooded again with messages and these things and about, I need to leave or why haven't I left? And the answer is, when I found out about it, I left. I did not hesitate or waste time to do so. And I stayed gone. No matter how many times he came, I stayed gone and stood firm on, I am not coming back. And I did not come back until I seen a shift and a change in his mentality.
That was Mr. Derek Jackson. Whew. So, first of all, never trust a person who speaks in the third person. Don't. I mean, there's always one exception to the rule where the person don't know that they're doing it because they're probably copying someone else. Just don't. Yeah, it's just not normal to do that. And him even speaking in the third person is like he's not acknowledging the blame. It's like Derek did it. Like, it's like me talking and I'm saying to you, like, well, it was unacceptable. Yes, this is what Shayna did. And like, I'm taking myself out. Like, do not trust people who speaks in the third person, because they are speaking in the third person because they psychologically, it's a mind F, okay? So they refuse to claim responsibility for their actions. So that's what they're doing. They're removing themselves from the situation and placing, I don't know, an alter ego, whatever that is. Like, it's just so funny watching them and hearing them. Like, I guess you have to get to have enough experience with them to get to this place to be able to laugh about this, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I was traumatized one time. Traumatized by an individual. And what saved me is, after a while, I realized, like, it was when I started realizing his insecurities, and because they usually do have them, and how he was he would mirror, gaslight, and try to insult. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Like, me? No. But ladies, just be careful. Just be careful. I'm not here to give relationship advice. I can only speak of my experiences, and if you bring something up that's an experience that I've had, I can share my experience. But as far as giving you, advice, and seek professional help first. All right, ladies, stay away from these creeps. Ugh, yuck. Anywho, see you next time.